mi amurai. And by doing you, I'm of my trade of my trade there. When you learn it goes away. Ala Saibo Bodeki, and one we say you. Papa Mora get up when anywhere, Mom, but Sibole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. Puis à quoi ben moi passer sous près des mots à moi ça il faut. Dia bio. Do a yo ba pour mon yao. Papa y guitare, petit, plateau fait sonner. Kaidaka. Bena baya posa gogo mambo panjago apoblo akafoi wa posa nyoka foi pe afonte mo mani yo ko kleju kiyen nyonjo si mo poso tata tu yo pe atinyo de won e mo o nese to kan is a coco, where they have been. Cowodia, I can't salute it. Post to a gata to your way, I think you're the one. Emo, Nesetoka. Now, with is a coco, where they have been. Cowodia, can you get? Now, getting your bed when I know sound simply on it. I do. I do what you just grab it to one. Lay your book on you. Are you now? Saibo Bodeki, I know we say you over. I want to your Kamala, need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy the Benwege. Hey, am I gay? What I guess me, I'm going to end it the well. Oh, ow. Saibo Bodeki, I know we say you over. So la que tampoco vengo de valle de boy. Netoni en rayo. Ayúe. Opo que ya se oye, amo coquele ba. Kaidaka. When it was to work out popular net in the York of way. I just know. This is what I say. Saibo boy. La droite de mon pays, moi ne mon télé, by Potamu, Kanyada. Planning Papa, Pinegation, Paka on Lage, the Pussy Pop, the PSC baby. There's no yes, you don't look enough for Anya. There's a Bob, where's the dress, you, Mammo, Palipo Potakiano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Iba tu abla jabla edu eso sei. Aje kwana le ya ba tu ana agbonyo si iwoke. Wejo, iwo. Saibo boba. Inje ide ke po pamlo ku ejo bi pamlo. On the client ya go like e ba de noir. Jozo wa se. Zona bandana sur les temps plein souffler. Saibo Bodeki, I know we say you over. I'm not in it. So away. I know Russell, baby, South Africa, your boss, your bed. And you're for you, won't be and my one. I'm a pope on your woman. Don't finish it, I say, oh, Clavodio. Say, if I can work, we are coming. Saibo Bodeki, I know we say you over. Aba pepo swelu ninde swelu kwa muzo dumonge dota siko bala Kabo nyo ase Pepo swelu muzo luke Say yare ase o Panye ino Gen mwande ye Nyo pample yote mwande ya nao Ariwo ase o Panye Amo amora da o Saibo Bodeki, I know ana we say you. I wish I rule di o maye. So pelu ni we. Saibo. Saibo Bodeki, I know ana we say you. you know I say, it's a mayo. That was the Yasu also won't go. Amora Shinola,
alors il a fait un son pour Mobile Production.
Arrangé Eric Lodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais, 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 au grand jamais. Mobile Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amunyadro, moi Topiere. Piero momoye, Piero momoye, ato Piero ki avere, Piero momoye, Piero ndato Piero sopra no seide, ato Piero ki avere, akosia o, moye, Piero momoye, mosa bosa iko momoye, Piero ji mo were, mangoye mo, Piero ji mo were, mangoye mo, Piero we, ha. Piero momoye, Piero moye, Piero dia vereba, la poje yo dia vere, so no dunia emble, mo ble amado let's play, jamone chipanyone, mo waja chipanyone, ja, ble bonena kanyo. Stiavutiena, de Kanywe, Kanyon de Koga, Sepradea, Piero Momoye, Piero Momoye, Piero Momoye, Ogiarba, Oyawesa, Moye, Tiblo, Pion Boba, Peruno, Maboye, Piero, Piero Momoye, Mobile Production. Copier mon de production. Assez au clano. Y'a regardé l'homme au côté. Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Ericona, Piero moye, Piero moye, Chalicona, Piero moye, Ato Piero moye, Nyoro abade ke abudi ye ono homono ne ka double ye so bo somo soble so danyo paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye libo sanele e to Piero jawe ke to Piero point so we ke to Piero iwa mo pa kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane to Piero ki agbaile papa ko ya o to Piero moye. Mama Sable, Angela Way,
masumu ya mokili fungola motema. Oye mama mune kumba. Oye mama mune kumba. Nyonso zali kolo baba yebisinga. Nyonso zali kolo bana bato bayebisinga. Olobi tenga na lingi yo te mama. Olobi tenga na neglige yo. Alors que to vandinga na yo mingi mama. Okolisi nganga mpe na kolisi yo. Tokoli elongo tango ya mpasi. Oye mama munwe kumba. Oye oh mama munwe kumba. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi on m'a rapporté. Tout ce que tu as dit sur moi.
Good evening, folks. Samson Toe again. LIBERIA Public Radio having issue with glasses, but who cares? We're here to welcome all of you. We say thank you very much. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. We're gonna do the best here tonight. We're gonna be mixing it up. News coming from home, they're not that exciting, but here we are. Here we are. Every day now, Liberia is becoming some sort of I'm not too sure what is going on, but we'll deal with it. We'll talk about it. Welcome. Those of you that are joining us for the first time, we say thank you very much for joining us here. LIBERIA Public Radio, Samson Toe, live from Sacramento again this evening, ready to rock you all the way. Yes, those of you that are watching us, we say thank you. Those of you that are just tuning in, we say thank you. Let's do a little bit safety issue here a little bit. I told you before, and I will do it before the summer is over. However, safety. I don't do guns, I do car. So by this time, I hope that your antifreeze has been taken care of. Change it and you have a fresh one in it. By this time, I hope you're coming from the winter. Those of you in the East Coast, that is. You're coming from the winter. Your tires should be taken care of by now because you're getting back into summer. At this time, I hope that your windshield blade, the wiper blade, should be fresh. I hope. It's not that expensive. Maybe $16, $17. But it costs you less if you have a clean windshield than it is to have a dirty windshield and you can't see through. And in case of any accident that you're at fault, of course, the insurance company is going to go after you. So that's another thing. Keep it clean. I hope your windshield fluid is filled up, fresh, ready to go. So those are the 4 items that I'm going to be continue to remind you of. Those of you that are driving, going to work from here to there, all I want to say to you is this. At this time, you should be able to know your surrounding. For example, if you're working somewhere, especially in the East Coast, if you're working outside of the city or even in the city limit, you have to know where your working place is. Because this summer, you know that every summer, these cities, they go ahead and renew, build their roads, especially those of you that live in the East Coast. It's snow, the snow plow comes and sweep the place. In the meantime, the blades sometimes hook on some of the pavement and tear it up. They have to patch it. So then they close the road. In the meantime, they're not just going to say we're closing it without you knowing it. This is not Montpellier. This is America. They will come and tell you, okay, we're closing this road, but we want you to go there and turn that way. And they call it detour. So when you go through the detour, sometimes detour can be very long. But if you know your surrounding, if you know where your working place is, what are the shortcuts that you can take to avoid the detour, and you'll be okay as well. I'm not telling you to skirt around the law. Please, that's not what I'm telling you. If the detour putting you somewhere and the rest of your shortcut that you have in mind, if those shortcuts are one way, don't take it. Samson too. You didn't think I got that one, huh? But Mr. Toe, why if there's a one way? Well, I just told you, don't take it. Okay, let's move on. So the main thing on it, very serious. And the reason why I'm saying this, because these summertime, these cities will try to fix their road. Okay, so be mindful of that. Another thing that you want to do, those of you that perhaps going to be traveling a long distance on a highway. Make sure you have flashlight in your car at all times. Make sure you have water at all times. Make sure you have blankets at all times. They say, Mr. Toe, why do I need flashlight? And I keep bringing this up because myself, I have a phone here that have a light. So at several occasions, I was driving to work, have a flat. About 5:30 in the morning, I take my instead of using my flashlight, I use the cell phone light because I can position it in a way that I'll be able to see. However, if my battery is there and my cell phone is there, I'm done because there's no way I'm going to charge the battery of my cell phone. Simple as that. Unless you have one of those guys that carry around extra batteries and what have you. Yeah. Never, besides that, just take my word for it. Use flashlight, batteries, flashlight, and make sure you have water in your car and make sure you have blanket in your car. Folks, Samson to LIBERIA Radio. Just before coming on air, usually before I come on air, I go do my homework and what have you, what I want to talk about, things that I put my plan together, what I'm going to be blabber-mouthing all about. I come out and say it, but I jogging down. As I'm talking to you, I have a wall right here where I jog down what I want to talk about. I might not go into detail on the wall, but I know what it is. So once I know the topic, I can jump onto that. So and that's why you say, oh, what are you talking about tonight? If you listen, you will understand. Topic comes from the beginning. I'm not one of those who will write a paragraph, start from small, then go big. No, I start big and then funnel it down. You know what I mean? Did I just do that? Ooh, Samson, to your bed. Okay, all right, let's go on. I'm having fun already. Again, I want to welcome all of you this Monday afternoon, Monday evening. It's the 18th of June. We're almost halfway. So please stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. It's better that you stay safe. You come out here and argue with her than to have issues where we're gonna have to start worrying about it. Excuse me, no folks. I'm trying to straighten something out here. I'm doing this thing all by myself. So from time to time you'll see me off the. But anyway, you're used to it by now. Anyhow, let's go on. So stay safe so that you can come and join us the next day, and then we'll be able to have some wonderful, wonderful conversation. Before coming on, I was reading through front page today's newspaper, which is already night to them over there. But my understanding, the government of the Republic of Liberia has suspended license to radio and TV stations that were issued from January 1st to June. And the government is saying that there was some sort of a mix-up. Some wrong frequencies were assigned to different type of radio station that was not supposed to get it. And once the mistake was discovered, they decided in order for us to get the mistake rectified, we have to shut everything down. So those that have been issued license from January up to June, their license has been suspended. Now, Blaku, I am going to give these people the latitude. I'm not going to jump on nothing. I'm not going to jump on nothing until it is crystal clear. I'm not going to assume. I'm not going to speculate. The government of the Republic of Liberia have the right to protect all of us. The government of the Republic of Liberia, I keep telling you guys, these people are not running Banana Republic. They are running the Republic of Liberia. Now, there are those already that saying this is kind of fishy. A young man, Punch FM, supposed to be going on air, I believe today or tomorrow. And here comes a closer. According to the report, this young man, since the election, has always gone contrary to the view of that of the CDC and its standard bearer. So now, people are assuming and speculating. Rumor, that is. When you hear me using those words, then that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rumor mills. I don't know why I use all I gotta say. I said rumor. But rumor has it that this man, now I think it's near Hana, okay, he's being shut off. And he also wrote to the president. And I think for me, and again, I'm Samson too. Maybe I put my foot in my mouth very quickly, but I am also not afraid to say that I'm eating crow, that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I will say so. So because of that, the fact that I'm not fearful of being wrong, I will open my mouth. Because if I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Let's move on. You see? Because I'm not afraid and I'm not embarrassed to say that I'm wrong. If I don't know what I don't know, I must say I don't know what I don't know. I got you. No, but on a very serious note. So now there are those political party leaders are jumping on this, making some statement. I'm not too sure where we're going with this. First thing that I want to reply to those people who are going to be speculating because they have no clue is to say the government Republic of Liberia have come out with their explanation. Let's give them latitude. Let's see. Let's agree. Because they say it was a faulty system. What do you want these people to do? To run a system that is faulty? To continue to give people license when you know there's a mistake? Why can't we stop everything, fix it, and have a transparent type of a program? But then again, this is in Liberia. So they will come out and say, this is fun. Somebody who has been criticizing you all throughout. And out of a sudden, the person getting ready to come on air. Now this person, because the person getting ready to come out of a sudden, the government of Republic suddenly discovered that there has been a mistake in issuing these permits and what have you. Frequency assigned to different stations and what have you. Therefore, they're going to close it. Now, LPR is supposed to be opening here very shortly. I have not had the opportunity to talk to my boss. So hopefully he will tell us tonight where we stand as well. So who knows? Maybe LPR is being affected as well. However, my own position, and I'm speaking as Samson Toll. Who else am I supposed to be speaking about? Johnny Cochran? No, Samson Toll. Okay? So, no, on a very serious note, the way I do business is this. This is a government. They have been elected to lead us. Every little turn, we can't just continue to pick at these people. Sooner or later, we're going to get tired because these people bent on running the affair of the Republic of Liberia. And if they see something that is not right, they will do whatever they have to do to rectify that. However, if what is stated that these things are because of X, Y, and Z, a week from now, and these things are still not being straightened, then that would be the time for people of us to start questioning, not totally disregarding their responsibility to carry on the function of the state. We have to give them that because that's their responsibility. Let me ask you this. What if this was some sort of a national security issue and they decided, well, it is just so big that we're going to impose, and I'm being very ridiculous here. I'm being very ridiculous. I'm just giving you an example. We're going to come out to impose martial law. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because you see, this is what I mean, trust. Because if you don't establish trust, you do it at your own detriment. Because if these people, these are people that are up there, and I'm not, please spare me whatever you want to write. I'm not here defending CDC or this government, whatever. I'm just being truthful. These people are giving the responsibility to look out for us. I don't agree with them most of the things they do, but it is their responsibility to be honest with us, and that's what we ask. So if they come out and say, the security situation of Republic of Liberia is very, very, Liberian security is being threatened. Therefore, we will impose martial law. What do we do? What do we say? Do you say the government Republic of Liberia is lying? Or do we say the Republic of Liberia, the government Republic are trying to undermine the human rights issues, restricting people's movement? Yeah, well, people will say that. But at what point do you try to trust somebody until they abuse that opportunity you're giving them? I'll give you an example, and I'll go back to this again. When this whole plane business started, every one of us, including moi, oh, the people bought plane. Oh, they paid $30 million. The president came out. Of course, his explanation was not that quite up to par, but that's two different things. The president came out and told you, I got this plane from a friend, and that has not been disproved. In fact, it turned out to be correct. But then we tied that rope against another rope. My people, what are we doing with this thing here? You pull this, the president, the government say this, then you pull this other one. Every time they say something, we pull this. When are we going to let them to know? While we're watching, you have the duty, you have the responsibility to run the country to the best of your abilities. Folks, let us stop these kinds of stuff. They're not helping us. They are not helping us. To be skeptics all the time. You know, the thing about it is, I was going to say this today. The thing about it is this. Those of you that are out there, and I'm not one of those, because I will not allow, let me just be boastful, to say that I'm sophisticated enough to know that people will not come and write on me, use my ability to criticize people based on what they believe. But here's some of the things that we do. Those of us that are going on Facebook saying this, saying, do you know these people that are coming to support you? Are they in line with your view? Or are they using your position to gain what they want? And once that is done, they will discard you. Have you truly thought of that? Have you truly thought of that? There are two or three sets of people. Those who will come with you and sympathize with you and agree with you based on what you believe. You share common bond with them. That's what's said. And there's those who are with you. Not only that they agree with you, they agree with you at this time because they disagree with something that you disagree with. They are not in support of your behavior. They're just in support of that behavior because you disagree with something that they also disagree with. There are other set. Those who will come with their own interior motive. But the fact that you have the platform and you have the medium to speak, they come up. Oh, yes, we support what you're doing. You're so right. Until they achieve their aim. Not only will they discard you, but they will consider you the enemy because they know how you operate. So those are kinds of things that you as a human being, before you put yourself in these kinds of medium, before you put yourself among the Liberian people to be considered critics of certain government, you have to understand that. You must have the ability to understand that there are people that will not just be agreeing with you because they believe what you're saying. I just thought I'd throw that out there this afternoon. So, folks, I'm just pleading again. That's what I'll do that. I'll do that. I will continue to plead with you guys to at least give the people a breathing room. Here's another incident here. This young man, the mayor, and this is my own secret about the mayor that I probably have not told you guys. Let me just say this because you know me, I don't hide nothing. So I was in Monrovia and I visited a CDC camp on Tottenham Boulevard. So when I went in that afternoon, like I said, I think I told you this already, but I didn't tell you about the mayor connection. So when I visited CDC camp, I was petrified. Because all of the big mouth that I've been making here before going home, I truly believe that CDC were going to just grab me and whip me up. So, but I said, I'm going to go. Let him be me. I'm going to go. So I went there. I drove to when I got there, they have two sets of security. Those that help to park the car and those that take the people to go sit or go stand somewhere else. So when I got there, he said, oh, Papi. And because I'm old, so they call me Papi. That's fine. I don't care. So he said, because she was young anyway. So if you are old boy, something I said, don't call me Papi. You myself are the same age. I'm only 25 years old. Samson too. I'm on it, but I'm on a serious note. So the guy said, Papi, park your car right here. I park the car. Oh, you media? Because I have LPR badge on me. He said, yeah. He said, come on, come on. So he took me to his bus. So the guy said, oh, you media? Come on, come on, come on, come on. And when he started telling, because he was a commander, it seemed to be the commander because there are other people around him. When he started calling me, you don't know what was going through my mind. Should I leave my car here and run out of here? Seriously, I was thinking about taking a high running, but then I thought to myself, no. First thing Samson told, you're not that young anymore. You can't run faster than any of these people. If anything, if they want to beat you, let them beat you up. So I walked him. He said, come on, come on, go. They took, true story. You know when Moluba Molu speaking, under that tree, they have hundreds of them, sedition. So he took me in the middle. He said, take picture. Take picture and tell the world who we are. And I was glad to do that. I took lots of pictures. In fact, if you watch one of my videos, I was going live and I asked Moluba Molu a question. Now back to the at that time he was the chairman of the youth wing of CDC. But I never really connected with the mayor because the way he speaks, the way he tends to be so forceful. For me, it sounds so rude. And I didn't appreciate that. If you're going to explain to me what CDC is supposed to be about, you don't need to be that much harsh in explaining to me. So the guys, after finishing interviewing, asking Moluba Molu question, I decided the same security guy said, "Oh, the youth chairman getting ready to speak." I said, "No, never mind," because I didn't want to hear him. You see how we do business? I took my own personal belief. And whereas, who knows, if I were to ask the man a question, maybe I was going to have some insight of what you were planning to do or whether you were going to be mayor. But I shut it down because of my own inner belief that because the young man seemed to be rude to me, not to the rest of the Liberian people. So what did I do? I shut the rest of the Liberian people down from listening to this man on my own podcast, which was bad. But I just tell you, you know me, I don't hide anything. But anyway, let me go back. So quite recently, the mayor, my understanding, was driving, going to Ganta or Banga or somewhere up there and had a nasty accident. Nobody died, but people got hurt. But it's not bad, thank God. But the people started writing. The rumors started flying around that he has $22,000 in the car. People took the money. In fact, he was drunk driving. So he went on from the same front page that he himself. You see, that's what I like about Ronnie Share. I always call him double-edged sword. The same front page that the same mayor were calling names and saying that saying that they were in a wrong building that they were renting illegally, all that kind of, that same front page, the first place he ran, he decided to tell his story. And front page, they say, oh, a few months ago you were cussing us. They didn't say that. They took his story, vindicating him in that because he said he didn't do it. People say he did it. So he decided to come up to explain. We cannot continue to base our programmings and everything else based on rumors. Because these things can turn around. And when that happened, what happened to your credibility? Let me leave that one. So that's the news from Lake Wapcom. When I mean, you don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. Forget it. Lake Wabagon. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I'm not even going to tell you what it means. But anyway, folks, this is Samson Told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm here to have fun this afternoon. Yes, what I'm going to be talking about for the next hour, 15 minutes or so, or maybe 30, 45 minutes, whatever time that I feel I have enough. I'm going to be talking about the road and road construction in Liberia. But tonight I will focus on the Dole community road that they are building. And before I do that, I think my last show I was on and I made some statement. I stand by those statements because it's my own. I stand by them. I'm not retracting them. However, the intent of those statements and the intent again tonight is not to challenge anybody's credentials. But if you have those credentials, and I also as an engineer see that things are not being done right according to engineering practice that I know, I will criticize. And if it means someone who is responsible for the decision making process, if it means for me to call their name, I would do so. But that doesn't negate the fact that that person also have whatever engineering degree or whatever degree they have, they qualify. I'm not questioning their qualification. I'm questioning their decision making process as it relates to road and road construction. So recently, next Wednesday, by the way, I will go on with this loan and the road that is supposed to be constructed. So recently, the president, I told you that before, before I bring on the president, I mean, something to her. A day you go to Maria, Joe will say you call something to here. What kind of man here? He talking about me every time. You don't put my picture. What kind of business that? Why you will be talking about me? You put my picture. You bring something to in my office. Sorry, Mr. President. Yeah, picture. Okay, that is President we are. So quite recently, President Weah went to Dole community and decided to tell the community that they're gonna get raw because he felt bad. I told you before, during the campaign, if you follow the campaign like I did, if you follow the campaign, okay, you will understand that the president was very much involved into road business. There is no way that you will say the president was not. He traveled all over. And so if you follow the campaign, at that time I did. I followed the campaign. You will understand. So have knowing some of us I followed this young man for a very long time. And someone who is in the public eyes, sometimes they're very difficult to hide themselves. You can hide yourself, but after certain time, your true self will come up. And this young man been in public eyes now for more than 30, 40 years. So why you think now that out of a sudden his behavior going to change? If he changed behavior now, then he must be some sort of a big time comedian. Change color. But I don't believe that. So when the same passion he had when you were playing ball, it's the same thing. If you watch this man when he start talking, you will know that he's talking with passion. He doesn't yell, he doesn't scream, because that's not his nature. But if you listen, you will understand. But it was quite recently, because of his involvement with the election and going from county to county and seeing how bad the roads are, he felt within himself that roads connection in Liberia is very important. Now, I'm not going to push the other side to say how important. It's important to violate rules, and I'm not going to go there. That's this afternoon. That's not what I'm going to be discussing. So anyway, he decided, well, first let me go to this community. Dole community, they need to have a role. And I showed you the last time that if I was the one that was responsible to making sure the president first thing I will buy these 6-inch pump and pump water all out of there. That place will be dry when the president start walking. But I will also be truthful with the president. So, Mr. President, I know where your heart is, and your heart is with our people. We appreciate it. But as an engineer, I don't see myself telling you to go ahead to make a pronouncement that we're going to build Dole Community Road in 3 months, especially in rainy season. It's not happening, Mr. President. We can start the process. And I tell you, we will do all we can in the summertime to have these people road built. But right now to build a road in the wintertime, it's not conducive and it's not suitable either. I will be truthful. And the president, maybe you say something to, you want to build a road or you want me to fire you? And I will tell him, man, Mr. President, it's your, whatever decision you make, I will accept it. But I'm telling you, if you tell me to build a road, I respect you and I respect your decision. I will do what I can. But if I feel that this is not possible, then I might turn in my resignation. I'm an engineer, for Christ's sake. I can make money any part of the world. I don't have to be in Liberia. But I must be truthful. Because here's the thing about truth. Most of you know. If somebody come to you, okay, say you got now on your face, but you're embarrassed. If somebody, oh, man, you got now on your face. At that moment, you'll be angry. Why is the man putting the now down? Well, he's very, very truthful. And if you're somebody who know what truth is, you after a while you'll say, yeah, I like that. This man's not lying to me. And that's how you do these kinds of stuff. So if you tell the president the truth, yeah, he might not appreciate it at that moment, but knowing who he is, most likely he will say, thank you. Why do I want to make a fool out of myself? I'll wait. Let's give these people the decent role. I'm sure President Weah will be willing to do that. It didn't happen. Public Work Ministry that is responsible to do most of the assessment have given the president, because without their involvement, I don't believe the president will come out and make that pronouncement that we're going to give you road in 3 months. It's raining, folks. And last 2 weeks ago, I showed you the condition. I saw somewhere, and I copied some stuff. I'm not too sure if they're Dole community, but if it's Dole community, let's assume those are Dole community. Why not? I can do that. I can assume. Let's assume the picture that I'm going to be showing you are being built in Dole community. It's bad. It's bad. Here's the thing you have to understand. Road building, and I'm just going to give you a little, just basic. When you're building road, it's like you're building cake. You have the bottom, then you can put something on top, then you put something on top. If you want to have 3 layers, you do 3 layers. If you want 4 layers, you do 4 layers. Road is not just 1 layer, and that's even the concrete road. The concrete is most likely a foot thick, and I'm giving you the West condition here. A foot thick, 12 inch. But underneath the concrete, they have a base. Before you have a natural base, the God-given base that there nothing can disturb it. Okay? Now, in this situation, they have decided to grade the area while it is raining. And then they come and put some more dirt over it while it is raining. Here's what's going on. And in the future, I will show you. You can do that. Not rainy season. You can pour water on the road to soften the ground to be able to work with it. Okay? You can do that. But not when it's raining. Because everything below 6 inch is wet. Everything close to 8 inch below is wet. Because it's been raining. It rains 6 months straight in Liberia. So why would you not assume anything below 6 inch is wet? Okay. So let's just suppose they come out and roll this thing. Okay. When you use the roller to roll, the intent of that is to compact the soil so you don't have separation, so you don't have tears in the soil. So all of the settlement and everything will be together. The soil will be compacted. Now, it's not as compacted as it is when God made it, but you're trying to get the best. And that's what comes out with the 95% compaction test. But a wet road like this, how you expect to get 95% compaction? You can't. Okay, let's just give it to them. So they come out, and I'm gonna be showing you now. I'm just laying out right now. Then when I start showing you, you will see what I'm talking about. So they come out. You have the whole surface is wet. Now when you're grading these things, they are not straight all gray. We're talking Liberia here. Here in America, when you have a grader, the grader ride on a set line. So that set line, the grader is set to that set line. So the grade is smooth. They don't do that in Liberia. The grader come and you expect and you want the engineer, I mean the operator, to know how to grade. And I give these people they do it because they do a good job. However, they're human beings. They're not setting the grade according to how they have to set it. So you have little hole here, a little bit here and there, and you'll see when I show you. So water sit in the hole. So you come out, you put dirt over it. Of course, the dirt is more than the water, so it's going to soak in the water, which makes sense. But the water is not going anywhere. Just get into the dirt and get soaked into the dirt. So you come and roll it. So the water, it's not getting out. It just disperse, go, percolate to other area. Then you come out and put asphalt down. Now the asphalt you're going to put down becomes like a sealer. You're sealing the whole road now. There's water underneath the road because it's been raining. Now you come and put asphalt down, quota. So you got nice quota. It starts shining. Sun starts shining. The sun beat, speaking the real Liberian England, the sun beating the road. The heat from the sun start going down to the bottom, touching the water that was there. What do you think gonna happen? Think about it. What do you think gonna happen? The water want to evaporate because the heat. When you're cooking, when you open your pot, don't you see that steam coming up? That's exactly what it is. The heat have gotten to the water. The water is hot. The water on mixed with the dirt that you left in there. It's hot. So what does it trying to do now? It's trying to evaporate. But guess what? You got sealing on top of it. So the water say, okay, let's find somewhere we can go and stay. It's not going because you, as a designer, as an operator, as a construction person, you didn't provide for the water to get out. Because most of the thing I'm going to be sure they don't have UD or no drain. Here in this country, when they do these kinds of stuff, they put under drain so that the water, when the sun start beating the road, the water start going outside. It go to the little plastic pipe under drain, and the under drain take it out away from the road. They're not doing it here. This is sad. And this is some of the reason why we're saying don't do it in a rainy season because you're not quite up to tax. I'm looking at your job. I'm looking at your job. And under drain supposed to go what? Maybe about 4 or 5 feet. Well, in the East Coast they do more than 4 feet because if they freezing tap because if you bring it up, it's gonna freeze out. So they go below 4 feet. On the side, that's fine. They're not doing it. Folks, this is Samson Tour. I'm on it again tonight. I'm just giving you these things here. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not confident when the president made the pronouncement that he wants a road, major highway to be built in 3 years. I don't see it. Look at the Doe community. I'm going to be showing the stuff and I will explain it. Look at what they're doing. Okay, so let's get back to this. And I'm not going to face it or anything. Please just forgive me. Spare me all that face thing. But anyway, the evaporation is not happening because the water is sealed. So they find somewhere to go park. So something happened. Little rock. Because remember now, asphalt is mixed with real byproduct of oil. Okay, about 2 months. So they put that together and put rocks and sand in it. So they mix it and they bind. But guess what? As you drive, sooner or later, as you drive, remember that. Let me go a little bit deeper tonight, so you will understand these things. When something to occur, open your mouth, you will understand. When you're driving, how do you think your tire move? Friction. As the tire spin, it get hold of the core tire. But because of the resistance of the core tire between the tire and the core tire, the tire move. Because the tire, what happens when you get stuck in the mud? You spin your tire, right? Because there's nothing there to hold it. There's nothing to hold it. So the tire spinning, keep spinning, looking for somewhere to hold. But when you're driving on the black tire, on the core tire, the core tire keeps spinning. Now, guess what? As you're doing that, over the period of time, these little rocks that are going to be sticking out, they're going to start giving away. And guess what? Here comes the opportunity for the water. Oh, I see sunlight, the water said, comes out. And once that water see the sunlight, that whole area is done. Pothole. That's how pothole comes about. The pothole you see on the quota. Because water sits on there. And when it comes out, once the water starts coming out, because first thing is the sun beating the water is hot. And remember, quota also is an oil base. So some of them like a rubber. So they expand for the water to get out. And the water get out. Here comes your pothole. The road you built a year and a half ago, they got pothole all over. And that's why you're not supposed to build when it's raining, because you're not quite prepared for those kinds of stuff. Okay? Now here, in this country, they got some people that will build around the beach. What do they do? Look, sometimes, big change, sometimes go to somebody's construction site. Some area, after they clean the dirt, before they put the floor down, before they put a concrete floor, sometimes they put rocks. They call it pea gravel. They put the gravel down. Then they put what they call visqueen. Visqueen are those big plastic, clear plastic you can see through that winter time. You can put to your window to stop the air from getting out, to seal your house. It's called visqueen. They take the visqueen and put it all over the rock. Then they put the concrete over. The reason is just what I explained to you. The heat come up, it gets to that plastic, it goes back down, and most of the houses in the East Coast, those basement, around the basement, they have drain pipe. Because the water go down on the side of the wall and it gets to that pipe, the pipe take it away from your foundation. What these people are doing to take water away from the road? I don't see it. Okay? So these are some of the things we're saying. I'm saying that you do not have the ability because you have not demonstrated that so far. So why can't I make that judgment to say you have not shown me that you have the ability to build road in the rainy season? Don't do it because you're gonna mess up. And guess what? That people money. Most of the roads in any road design, most of the time they're designed for 20 years. And that's what you're supposed to get. You're not supposed to design road 2 years, you come by, start patching. The only time you do that, you have a very thin asphalt. That doesn't, it can't even stand something to weight, 550 pounds. You can't stand there, I'm going down. So now that I've gotten your attention, now let's go now to look at this dual community road they're putting up. Okay, this is something that I thought I explain to you because I don't think it's necessary to do this right now. What's your rush? What is your rush? You can't wait for the dry season to come up, so you can give these people, the community, a decent road. You're building a road like this in the rainy season. What is the rush? It's gonna be done. The president wanted it done, but let's do it properly. Let's do it with care. Because road is not your driveway. You can put a driveway down, you mess up, you can get another driveway tomorrow. It's not the road. Let me show you. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. And okay, on my left, that's that road. On my right, I don't know exactly what they're trying to put out there, but they're cutting the road. Now, there's two things, speculation at this point. I don't know what they're putting up there. Either they put it, now, usually when I'm in construction, when I cut the road to put these kinds of stuff, I don't put concrete down. I put story. Now, the story is a mix of sand with little concrete. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, you put that down temporarily to close the road. That's what you do. These people, they're putting this thing down. I can look at this and say, I'm going to guess. Maybe they're trying to put some sort of a, now, because I don't cover here, it's not pipe. So maybe they smooth the bottom and then they build a wall and pour something over. So it becomes like a box cover. Homemade box cover. I don't know. I'm not too sure exactly what they're trying to do here. But they're cutting in the middle of the road. What's the purpose? I don't know, and I'm not going to question that. But what I want you to look at is the one on my left hand side. The one on your, as you're looking, is also on your right hand side, underneath LIBERIA Public Radio logo over there. Okay. I can't see correctly, so I got to get closer. Okay. All right. I know what it is. Okay. The first thing I want you to look at is, let me get out of the way. No, this way. All right. I want you to look at the water that is on the road. Okay, the road is already muddy. What can you get out of it? Tell me, honestly, what can you get out of this? Okay? By the time you're done, because the sun is not coming out for the water that is on top there to evaporate. So what are you going to do? And I will show you, they did that. They'll come and put a dirt and roll the dirt over that water. The water stays. It's not going anywhere. It's like, for example, just think about it. You have flour. The flour is more than the water, and you mix the flour. The flour will absorb the water, but it doesn't mean the water has disappeared. The quantity of water that you put in that flour, it remains the same. In fact, this is how you do soil analysis. You take the soil, you weigh the soil. If it's wet, you weigh the whole weight of the soil weight, you weigh it. Say it weigh 2 pounds. I'm being ridiculous. Soil weight 2 pounds. I'm just being ridiculous. But it's wet. They call it wet weight. Okay, so you take it and put it in the oven and dry it. Now you dry it, the 2 pounds. Now you dry that soil, you weigh it again. Now it comes 1.5. So 0.5 of that weight, the original weight, is water. That's how you know how. That's how you determine the water content of a soil. So, for example, and I don't mean to go deep tonight. I'm serious. I don't mean to, but I just want you to understand. So, for example, you have a mile of that, and you say this is a typical example of this area, and then you multiply that, the volume. You know volume, the length, the depth, the width, volume. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, I don't need to go through all that. Okay, all right. So but look at this. With this water like this here, it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's not going to go anywhere because you'd refuse to obey nature. It's raining. Don't do anything until the rain is done. Now, let me take that back. You can prepare yourself for next winter. For next summer. You can do things without, messing around with these things here. You start going around the community, doing survey. okay, of the whole road, the existing profile of the road, how the road go up and down. You do the profile of the ditches on both sides of the road, how they also go up and down along of the road profile. Then you say, okay, this point from there to there, I think this is the lower spot. We're going to put a DI here so that we'll collect all this water to come out here, and we're going to convey this water through this pipe to go down this way. And you go downstream of your pipe because that community. You don't just, and I will show you what they did to the pipe here. They're not done yet, but you go downstream where you want to dump that water. Make sure it's not affecting other people downstream. And if it's affecting them, find way how you can correct that. That's how you prepare yourself. And this would have been a perfect time because it's raining. It's raining. So you will be able to know where this water that coming out of this area, where will they go? Because if it's raining, the water, I told you before, water flow downhill. Water inflow, it go uphill, yo. Since I know water myself been having conversation, anytime it says something make me uphill, I always meeting water downhill. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But if you leave it like this should have been, don't touch this. Don't do anything. Explain. The president is not an engineer. You heard what he said the other day about Clyde Lander? He said, this is a man, I kept him. And the reason I'll fire him, he said, go look at the video. He said, the reason I'll fire him because he's one of the best. He helped us. He built the road. He's been doing it for a long time. And Clyde laughing. Oh, because I told everybody I want the road to be done in 3 years. If you can't give me that, then I don't want them to be around. I will be truthful with you, Mr. President. We can't build these roads in 3 years. I told you the last time. 3 years. Unless you're going to do what you're doing here. If you do it here, just imagine. You go right now, go on Facebook. You will see some bad road connecting Ganta to Tapata. If you build a road like this, is where you're going to get worse than this. How are you going to clean it? How are you even going to get your equipment out of it? So let's suppose they want to be smart. If I was there, I'd tell the president, yeah, Mr. President, is good, but we can't do it in 3 years. It'll be done. That road will be done in 6 years. Why? Because 1 year we work one season, dry season. 2 years we work one season, that 1 year season. Because 2 dry seasons might make 1 year. Another 2 years, that's 2 years now. So that 4 years, 6 years, 3 years. That's the kind of information I will pass on to the president. But people have not done that. And the president is not an engineer. The president will not, these people have, sometimes I sit down, have these people actually sat down and do some serious engineering. How much it's going to cost? The actual cost. Material, labor, equipment. How much it's going to cost them to do it? Most of the politicians in Liberia, you ask them, oh, it's $1 million a mile. But grill them, push them, and they tell you, Mr. Todd, I can tell you, the people say, the people, because it's things the engineers, the people say it take $1 million for a mile. Look at that $1 million a mile. Okay? They don't do that. But those are the kind of thing we got. So with this kinds of thing, the public were being responsible to do this, if they are, because they're seeing it's on their, it's also on their website, not these particular picture, but the first few that I showed you before. Okay, let's look at the other one. Now, before we leave, I won't leave without touching some safety things here. The first thing when I opened my show, I told you about safety issue. Okay, we're talking Monrovia for Christ's sake. Look at the bars, the part that on your right hand side. Look at the rebar sticking up. Look at the rebar sticking up. In this country, you build in any city and have a rebar sticking up there, not only will they close your company down, but you will not be able to do work again within our whole state. You might not even do work within the United States. They got rubber. that you can put over the rebar. The reason being, if somebody fall down, this thing will not pierce them. Safety. Look at it. Look how they exposed like that. At night, who can see them? Who can see these things? Why are we continuing to do this to ourselves? You got engineers over there in Liberia. Why do we continue to do these things to ourselves and you will expect people to respect us? What kind of business is this? They just don't care for safety. And as a result, they put these things down without even lining them up. Let me show you. Sam Sinto. Folks, I'm having fun. If you have to leave, that's okay. If you're going to stay with me, I'm sure you're going to have a good time tonight. Once again, let me make this point clear. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm pointing out things. I think when I give you the explanation here about how the pothole can happen, I think from that point on, those of you that use a doubt, hopefully I'll be able to convince you that these things do happen. All right, let's look at this other one. Let's look at it. Folks, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. Okay. Here, I'm not too sure what this is either. Maybe it's a drainage. Okay. All right. They're killing me. They're killing me. I love it when they do that. Let me take myself out of it. Okay. Let me take myself out of this here so you can see. Okay. Same situation on your right and on your left. They put what they call form. If you're pulling concrete, you make this form to hold up your concrete because you already put steel in it. But look at this thing here. It's raining. It's raining. What is the rush? What is the rush? They're going to pour concrete because I don't see no pump around there. So they're going to pour concrete in the rain. Okay. What kind of additive they have in the concrete already? You know, these people, sometimes they do things and I'm wondering as to whether they really understand the construction process. Concrete. What is a concrete? It's a mixture of additives, rocks, cement, and other things. They are mixing with chemical from one thing to another. And you already, these people for some reason, the concrete mixtures, the mix design. I just told you about how the water content can happen in the soil. It's similar stuff in concrete. You also have to have water content, percent. So you finish mixing the concrete, you bring it out, and the whole place is filled with water. You saw, I'm not making it up. Was he not pouring concrete earlier, fixing it? The first one I show you. Why are you going to say I'm making it up? Okay, so the thing is full with water. Where's the pump to dry it? So even if you try to dry the form, okay, usually when you put the form down, you spray them with oil. A special oil, not just I'm cooking oil, and I'm palm oil you spray or palm kernel oil. But even no, seriously, you can spray palm kernel oil as well. It's just something that you saw the concrete don't get stuck to this thing. But anyway, so they spray, but now it's wet like this. You're gonna come and pour concrete in the winter, the rainy season. Look at the road. Look at where the people standing. Look at that pothole. And when you're done with this thing, you're going to pour concrete. You're not going to leave it like that. But what I want you to pay attention to is this. Look at the corner of that form where it intersects with the soil. You see that ditch? The water going to seep through there and go back on your road. Because here's what happening. When it rains, the water seep through there and hit the form, the plywood, it's going to go back because your soil is not that compacted. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. So the water going to seep back on the road. And the problem I told you about going to be happening here. Why? What's our rush? Why are we trying our best to have the president to fail? For what reason? For what reason, my people? What can we be? He's not an engineer. He doesn't understand most of these things. He's counting on us to let him know what is possible and what is not possible. If you know your job, you're not afraid to be fired. If you know your job, as old as you are, you can go any part of the world and find a job. I'll give you an example. If I leave from here right now and go to LIBERIA and somebody say, Mr. Toe, we're not gonna, I come back here, I will find job. I might not be able to find job with Caltrain because I'm too old. Maybe they'll say, no, you work here before. But I might. I just might. But I'm an engineer. I can go and, yes, so God, let me give you an example. Here in Sacramento, they got people that are retiring. But guess what? They retire after 5 years or so, then they go back into the industry and work as an engineer. Because in the firm, private firm, need your experience. So if I go to LIBERIA, you fire me, I come back, I will find job. But I must be truthful with you. You do this kind of stuff. The international community watching and say, what wrong with these people? You're building these things in the rain. What is the result? Let's go back to the chemical mix-up of these concrete. Have you seen concrete being poured out of the concrete truck? It's hot. It's hot because it's the mixtures. Sometimes they put additive in it. I'm not going to tell you what type of additive because I'm not there to do the mix design. So you come and put it over here. It hit the water. The strength that you have designed for, you've spoiled the strength already. You damage it. And these are kind of things Julie Moore, former minister of public works, about water love concrete. That's what people are doing like this. Because they truly believe water love concrete. So you pour water, if you pour concrete during rainy season, water love concrete. No. The only concrete that water love or that love water are those things that are built for bridges, and the design of those are quite different from the design of the street concrete. Those are two different things. Those are two different things. People need to understand these things. Okay? But here's, my brothers and sisters, I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you. I'm not making it up. Okay, I'm not making it. This is something that is happening in Liberia. Okay, let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. Okay. Okay. Yes, another one. Yes, one more coming. Yes, one more coming. Okay, this one I want you to look at. Okay, on your left hand side, there's a pipe that the equipment on your right hand side digging for. You see the pipe in the background there? Makes the picture. I'm supposed to have that first and the other one second, but that's okay. I can explain it. So the people digging in the area, but look at the soil. Does that soil look like something dry? No. Okay. You know, sometimes these people, they need to actually have people like Samson told them, I don't need pay. Just call me to teach you. I will teach you free of charge. I'll pay my own way and teach you free of charge. Because when you do these things, when they are bad like that, you're affecting all of us. Look at the dirt they're digging out there full of water. Okay, here in this country, when you dig out for pipe, you put gravel down. The reason, because pipe carry water. So if a rain water comes around the pipe, you don't want the water to start going up, sinking the pipe. So you put gravel down, put the pipe down. Okay, but look at this. You can tell these people, if this is what they're doing, unless you see the hump where that pipe is, you see that little hump? Unless they're going to fill that pipe from that hump all the way and fill it back in. Other than that, you're going to be driving and you go boo-boo-doom, boo-boo-doom every time they get on that pipe. Why? I'll tell you why. I told you earlier that this is the time these people are supposed to take to do some serious survey. Because if you do a survey, you know the size of the pipe, but you know the elevation that you want to achieve, the inlet elevation and the outlet elevation, because you have to have a slope, a negative slope for the water to flow the way you want it to go. So when they did this, the hump you see over there, Because they didn't dig and they didn't plan. Because if they plan, you won't have a hump. Because you will know that place is not the lower point of this road, of whatever you put it over there. Because if it's the lower point, that pipe will be lower. It will be flat with the ground. So, there's two things. You're killing me. Either the pipe, when they specify the size, but then all of these things comes about if you don't know what you're doing. They specify the size without knowing how much water need to be flowing into that pipe. Maybe in that area, 12-inch will work. But look at the thing. Those pipe you're looking at over there, they're like 16, 18-inch. So you put 12-inch in there, it will lower the stuff. Because the water, if I do the calculation, the hydraulics of that, the Q I can find will be less for 12-inch. Why would I want to put 16, 18-inch in there? For what reason? Because they were not prepared. So you put those things in there. You look, tell me how much water coming all around that coming to that pipe. You tell me. Okay? There's not much. The tributary area that are going to be contributing to that pipe is not much. So why you going to need that big pipe sticking it out in the stuff? But anyway, that's what we have. Because people are not prepared and they are not willing to learn. Operating the equipment, it does not give you the right, because you know how to dig, does not give you the right to just put anything in the people row. The pipe you put it in. What is a cover? What cover you want? How much cover you're going to have over that pipe? The pipe exposed already. If you put any more cover on that thing, it's going to be almost like a speed bump. What kind of business is this, my people? Why are we treating ourselves like this? Because there are better people who are true. Forget about me. I'm okay here. I'm not rushing myself. But you have other engineers that I know that are capable of doing better in Liberia than what we're having right now. The only way you get this kind of stuff, people who do not have the ability to produce. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Oh, I can do it. Oh, what do you mean? I can do it, sir. Like last night, my president, he said, Mr. Toh, you're not going to speak because you praise me. And my president of Boston said, I said, oh, Mr. President, I love you or you go. He said, y'all get Mr. I'm just messing with my president. I love him very much. He said, but y'all get Mr. Toh, you're praising me. Okay, open a line for the president. I mean, for Mr. Toh. So because I praise him, I got the opportunity to speak. Folks, I'm just playing. No, one of us very serious. No, we have to, even though we're joking last night, but people do these things. But guess what? Sooner or later, President, we are going to find out who's lying to him. And it's going to be a very disgraceful day for those who pretend to be, and they know they don't know what they know they don't know. Be honest. Let me show you the last one, then I'll open the line. Samson to LeBron Pub Radio. Folks, if you think I'm making it up, please express yourself. Okay, let me show you this one here. This one is very interesting. There's two segments here. Okay. The one on your left-hand side is that safety stuff that I talked about earlier. Okay. Look at the concrete lining. It's not even straight. It's raining. For Christ's sake, who's going to be in the rain putting foam down and making sure the foam are plumped correctly? Who's going to do that? It's raining. I don't care how much raincoat you got on. You got to get cold. Your hands are wet. You can't even hold the plumb bar correctly. You can't even hold the plumbing equipment correctly to plumb anything. So you have these in and out wall. Look at this wall. because we want to rush ourselves. But look at it still sticking out. In this country, you go to any construction site, when they're done, the steel are covered up with plastic cap. They are not expensive, but all of the plastic cap are included into the construction estimate. You're not doing it free. Okay, now let me talk to you about the roller on the right hand side. You see that roller? Look on that drum. That drum, when the roll is supposed to be clean, but look how much mud is sticking on it. Where you think that mud is coming from, my people? As a roll, it picks up mud because it's wet. It's wet. So even if you use a guard, mud guard, and clean that, it's not going back down. These are some of the stuff we're talking about. You're not quite prepared to do these kinds of stuff in the winter time. I mean, in the rainy season. What's our rush? We shouldn't be rushing. I just thought that I'd show you these things. And by Wednesday, I will also show you this the guy from Burkina Faso, his construction and the way he does his construction. And you will find it different. He's very experienced, a very experienced man. I'm not concerned with the only matter that I'm concerned with is the safety. But that's our president, Honorable Josh Weah, President Josh Weah, who has, I believe, is doing the best for us. But he can't do it by himself. But this time around, I will open my mouth. When President Ellen Johnson was there, some of us closed our mouth. We wanted to talk about county, Grand Leader Day, BI Chiefdom Day, and that. I'm now going, but this time I'm going national. Forget the other thing. Because if the national is not prepared, Grand Leader is not going to go nowhere. So why do I even have to? Let me start with the national. The president, the people that are around him, those who giving him information, my opinion, are not giving him the right information. And you can defend them as much as possible. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. Let's see. I hope I don't get shut down. I tried doing that the other day. Okay, let me read. I'm not going to read. I'm just reading them to myself. You know, I don't read it. My man, please. Farm player, sit down, man. That was just something I was just. They got rock crusher right there, Maria. Folks, I'm just going through it. But thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'm going to be opening up the line here. But basically, what I'm saying here this evening, folks, is this. Yeah, why not? Why can't I boast a little bit? I know what I'm doing anyway, but that's not the intent. That's not the point. I want you. One of the reasons why I do these things here is for you, those of you that are not engineer. Not most Liberians will have the opportunity to go to construction site. You go through the driving through. You don't know what the people. You just hear the machine. Okay, you go through without you even thinking twice. What is happening in that area that you just passed by? So I don't expect you to know these things, but if I give you the type of information, the next time you're going by these things, it will prick your interest. Say, maybe is that what Mr. Toe talking about? And then you start questioning, not questioning the people that are doing the job, but then you start looking your interest, and you're going to start doing Google, and you will find out. You will find out. These things are very important. Not that we all should know these things, but those who are charged, those who are responsible to do these things must be truthful. Somebody wrote here, I tell you, say you're not going to speculate. Why you see, when you make those kinds of statement, then you defeat yourself. I said I'm not going to speculate on the fact of why the government saying that they're going to close, give the people their, shut down the operational, whatever it is. I'm not going to speculate on that because I'm waiting for the government. The government already told me what I needed to know, so I'm not going to speculate. Now you're going to come back and try to say why am I you know what? Get off my page, man. No, stay on my page. I thought I'd try to piss you up too anyway. But no, folks, Samson told La Proper Radio. Let me open the line. And you can give me a call here. And this is what I want you to. And one, Mr. Soul, one of these days he's going to host me. Because I need to actually, not talking, I want people to ask me questions. So I can give them some breakdown, of let's look at this. I'm gonna go now. You got me going again. I thought I was gonna open the line, but look at it this way, folks. Look at it this way. Okay, when you leave, I don't know. Maybe this is a far-fetched because I'm not too sure if every Liberian man then can go shopping. I food shopping. I go food shopping. But anyway, when I'm leaving, okay, my daughter make a list. The wife said make a list, and she make a list, and we put the dollar amount what we think it's gonna be. However, since I am not at the store to take prices down, I have to carry more money so in case. But at least I know that whatever dollar amount will come out with, I must have 10-15% over. Okay? It's the same thing here. They tell you because the last time when I was talking to Commoner Wisa, the senator from River G, when he was on Mr. Social Ice King, he said, "Oh, Mr. Tour, most of the time they tell us that the road construction it takes $1 million to construct a mile." I wanted to push the issue, but then when somebody makes such a statement, I felt with myself that okay, he's out of his element. I'm not going to push it because there are two types of miles: lean mile and a mile. Okay, lean mile. When you're driving on the highway, if the highway have, I'm getting ready to bust your brain again. I feel bad sometimes when I do these things. I try to stay away from these kind of conversation because not many people understand these things, and so I don't want to come across as somebody who's trying to show off or anything. But that's not it. Let's tell you, lean mile. You know what a lean mile is? Okay, for example, you're driving on a 2-lane highway. 1 mile. How many lanes? 2 lanes mile. Okay. So if you're telling me that it costs $1 million to build a mile of a road, okay. So if I build one side, 1 mile, $1 million. So if I come on the other side and build the other side on the same road now, because we got 1 lane going that way and the other lane coming. So if it's a lane mile, 1 mile, if I build $1 million per mile, so on the other side, if I build another mile, that's $2 million. Is that what you're telling me? I could have pushed that line, but then I thought to myself, no, that's not okay. Let's leave it as it is. Okay. So Mr. So, I hope he will call me one day on his show and try to grill me. Seriously. Even though he's my little brother, but I want him to grill me. And if like I said, I'm not afraid to be embarrassed. If I don't know, I say, I don't know. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. My hair ain't faying more. You hair ain't faying my more. What you do to me? Nothing. Nothing. So I say, I don't know. I must not lie to you. That's what I wanted to say. Let me open the line. Those of you that want to have an opportunity to speak, please give me a call. Okay. All right. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, here comes my number. Give me a call. Dispute me. Say I'm wrong. Say something. 916-533-2048. Give me a call. Samson told. Let me go on while I'm waiting for your call. The phone is open. Give me a call. Okay. Let me go on. When you see me open the line, that means I got less than 5 minutes. If I don't hear from you in less than 5 minutes, I'm out of here. Okay. But let's no, on a very serious note. Give me a call. I want people to call me sometimes, ask questions. Don't be afraid. If you ask a question, you're not an engineer. And even if you're an engineer, if you ask a question, I'm not going to say the kind of why you ask that kind of question. Even if it's not on the right track, I will help you. I will steer you to that right track. Okay? Don't be afraid. Give me a call. Give me a call. I bet you right now, if I say, how the Liberian government is so corrupt, they're eating our money, you're blame, blame, blame the government. But don't do that. Talk to me. Let's have a conversation. By the way, let me talk a little bit more. On Wednesday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this guy from Burkina Faso and show you more. But I'm thinking as to whether I should do that or should I come out and show you the different equipments. Because I think it's very important for you to understand the different equipments and their application with respect to road construction. Because if you know these different equipments and what they do, their manpower and stuff like that, and if I start giving you a breakdown of how long, what is the labor cost of putting each of the equipment in place, and if you know that, you don't have to be an engineer. You can do your quick estimates. Okay, that road gonna cost this amount. Okay, we're talking about Liberia, not here. I'll give you one story. So the lady of Grand Judea Association asked Blaku, they call me Blaku by the way, they asked me to help them. They wanted to do a project in Zedru. And the project was supposed to be a building. Okay. They were supposed to build a building. And the building, they wanted it to be in a H configuration because they said stand for hope. So I went, I did that. I did a design, and the design that I did for that building, what I did was this. I put some serious work in there. I didn't just say, oh, the women, they don't know anything. Just put it. No, the women were sophisticated. They gave me the building. The first they gave me the idea. So I said, okay, architect, I'm not an architect now, but architect, usually my architect school that I did, the 1 or 2 years that I did, usually you have what they call bubble. When you're doing it, you put bubble around. Okay, this one go here, that one go here. So anyway, I did my bubble here. I put them together and cut it. I said, okay, would you guys want this and here? And they said, no, that's not what we want. What we want, and they told me exactly what they want, how the occupants need to be connected based on the ideas that they have come up with. So they want an H. It's okay. So I did that. When I started with the foundation, what was giving me hard time and still gonna give me hard time if I put myself into design building is the fact that I've never practiced engineering in Liberia before until recently when I went home. Okay. So as a true engineer, these kinds of stuff, you have to make sure you understand these things. So I told the ladies, I said, look, I've never practiced engineering in Liberia before. I don't know the soil content. I don't know the condition, what area is settlement, what have you. I know what the soil look like. I know we have a lot of clay because I grew up in Town. A lot of clay, I know that. So I know that. But what I want to do is to spread the building out to have like a dormitory where you have one building here, one building. Said no, we want one building with a H configuration. So I said okay. Another thing that was giving me hard time is the weight of the building. So when I started doing some research, and I find out most of the building in Liberia, the weight of it is like 40 feet because that would be the span that would be able to allow a roof, okay, trusses. If you're going to be using trusses, 40 span trusses will be able to withstand whatever wind, low, whatever you have to do. So I decided, okay, I'm going to use 40, but I wasn't too comfortable. So I decided to use out of that 40 to use what they call power laster. Now power laster is one of those folk, like a square block, in the middle of the building instead of a wood or whatever pole you want to put in the middle of it. So I use power laster. Okay. So in order to brace one side to another, so I don't have much problem. Okay. I did all of that. However, when I was doing it, I did the occupancy. Any one of these buildings you're gonna go to, the public building, if you can find in the building, they will always tell you in this particular room, this room can only take 30 people. This room can only take 20 people, based on the design. They will come up. When you do your design, first you go do your research, and based on the criteria set by the building core, they tell you the size of the room. Based on the size of the room, how many people you can put in that place. So I did all of that. I was fine. I have no problem with the design. Okay. But what I did was this, and Fred Guillaume, former President Fred Guillaume, keep bringing that, whipping it in my face. You know, one of the things that I did was this: I used the estimate that I used was based on the labor cost of the United States. Most of the material that I was thinking about, the prices of the material was based on the labor cost of the United States. So guess what? I estimated the building to be $500,000. Fred said, "What? You not see 500,000 in graduate before?" I just thought I'd throw that in there. But now that I've been there, bike, but the design of the building is fine. So one other guy from Florida, calling Abraham Barr, a good engineer, I think he's in LIBERIA. So he joined me, and he immediately agreed with all of my design. He didn't change anything. And I asked him, look it over. If anything wrong, let me know. Let's change it. He said, no, everything is correct. The only thing we're going to do is to do the schematic. And we did that beautiful building. It took me a lot of time, almost 4 months. And guess what? Grant, you didn't throw that thing in the waste basket. And I sound simple. I'm gonna take her again. Go do no. By the way, I just thought I'd throw that in there. That the fact that you're here in America, sometimes it's difficult to relate to our brothers and sisters back home. But when you see what I just showed you, there's no reason why people who have studied abroad to be able to produce these kinds of stuff. I know two other people. I'm not going to call their name. One of the person that is now working with public work used to be here in Sacramento. So engineer, office engineer here in Sacramento. And the office engineer, you know what the office engineer is supposed to do? Office engineer for a construction company. They will put all of the prices together, put all of the materials together, and say, okay, this is the material that is needed for this section, and this is the amount of money that's going to cost for this particular aspect. The material cost, the labor cost, everything. And that's what the person was doing. And everybody that worked, most of the construction people from Caltrans, they love this guy because he's very good at it. And yeah, when was the last time here in Sacramento that he worked in the rain? When was the last time? And because we're in Liberia, you're gonna let these kind of things happen to us? That's why sometimes it's kind of very difficult to understand. Okay, folks, I got no call. Okay, that means nobody want to talk to me. Okay. Robert Zango, you watching? Why can't you call me and ask me a question, my man? What is this one? I'll look at it later. Okay. All right, folks. Samson told nobody want to call me. Okay. Why you're not calling me? You don't want to talk to me? Okay. Say something. Say something. Okay. Oh, you tell what dressing is not dressing you. It's raining heavy, like bro. uh, yeah, my brother. Yeah, I understand. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Sometimes, sometimes when I open a show, I have topics that I have to go through, and I have time limit on each of the topic. But sometimes I go overboard because sometimes it gets to me, and I want people to understand. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really, really do appreciate you guys tuning in because it's also. But sometimes I just feel like people need to call and challenge me. Sometimes I'm serious. Challenge me. And if because right now, if I'm BSing and things like that, I want people to challenge me so that, but I have no reason to BS anyway. But at least give me a call and ask question. Okay. Yeah, yes, another good engineer. I think anyone will call his name. He's not only a good engineer, he's also a good nurse. This guy is very smart. So smart, it's unbelievable. I wonder if I should call his name. He's a civil engineer, but I don't want to call him. I'll leave it alone. But he's very smart, very smart, very smart. So uh, I'm bringing bad things up this afternoon. No, I better leave it as that. This show is nice. I don't want it to turn to something else. Okay, folks, if you don't want to give me a call, that's okay. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I hope you enjoyed this show this afternoon. We try to do the best here to make sure we are on the same page. I've been standing out here for quite a while and I'm kind of a little bit tired myself. But I will be back Wednesday. One thing I also want you to know is when I come out here, I'm exposed. To be honest with you, I'm exposed. Because first thing is, but this is who you should know who Samson To is. I'm from Total. English is not my first language. I speak Kra. Kra, I know better. Eh. But I come here, I do my best. I speak the people English. I chop it here, chop it there, chop it there. Thing you say I speak in English. But who cares? You guys are still with me. And I really, really appreciate that. I'll do my best to continue to bring on a very serious note. I'll do my best to not educate because that's wrong. Because most of you here highly educated, but share my experience. Okay, let's put it that way. I will share my experience of how these things supposed to be. But be honest with yourself. The thing that I just showed you, the road situation that I just showed you in life, it's raining. Why are we rushing? If the president say he wants a road, because President Johnson used to do the same thing. Oh, I'll build a road in 3 months. Do you understand that? You have to go to the president, Mr. President, I'm not a president. This is not possible. We're talking roads. We can put it down here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks before you know it's tearing apart. They had a road somewhere. Where is it? I don't want to give you a wrong name because I don't know my way around Montreal anymore. But anyway, there's a place in Montreal. They put a quota down, but it's so bad. So when the truck comes and stop, it hauls the rest of the quota. So that particular stopping section of the road, the quota piled up because they're not sticking, they're not binding to the base. So when you drive, you stop, you carry it along with you. Why? That money, they're not free because people are not prepared to discuss these things. Like former Minister of Public Works would say, Judy Moore, concrete love water. Concrete love water where? You know they make design. You know why they say concrete love? You know the reason why the piers that are on the bridge piers that in the water. You know why they're in the water? You know why they're there and how is it that water is not touching most of the rebars? You don't know these things. Then you say you want to build because he said you want to build concrete road because Saint Liberia have 6 month rainy season. So if you build a road, concrete love water, and nobody in the representative, nobody will ask him question. I look at that video. I said, "What? Are you kidding me?" Okay, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Please tune in tomorrow for Mr. Soul Show, where he will come and give us a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful information. It's been a wonderful evening. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. No, my glasses not working. Yeah, so okay. So I want to thank you very much this evening for tuning in to Liberian Public Radio. We'll do our best here on Liberian Public Radio to give you the best information as possible. We're not saying that we're perfect, but we will be truthful with you. I will not lie to you. If I don't know it, I say I don't know it. And after this, maybe about an hour or so, I will go and review it. If I say something that is not quite correct, I will come out and eat the crow. What's wrong with that? You're my brothers and sisters. If I eat crow before you die in the meeting, no big deal. So anyway, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you very much, those of you that just joined me off the first time. We say thank you very much. Those of you that have been with us, we say please stay with us. Liberian Public Radio, we hope that we will do what we can to continue to express our experience, share our experience, so that at least we will understand what is happening. Again, it is not the intent to degrade anybody, but it's my intent to share my experience so my brothers and sisters will know what is happening. Samson Tour. Good night, folks.
Mon amour, hey, hey, mon amour, maman, mon amour. Hey, hey, mon amour. Sambe aneito, nalingio mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amour. Mama aneito, naponio mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amour. Janine amelo, nalingio mama amelo. Hey, hey, mon amour. Elongina yo ekati me monte mangana kolela. Hey, hey, mon amour. Loposo na yo esilisinga mayalenga na kolela. Hey, hey, mon amour. Sambe aneito, nalingio mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amour. Sambe aneito, naponio mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amour. Janine amelo, nalingio mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amour.
mon amant. Hey, hey, mon amant. Hey, hey, mon amant.
Ateito, ateito, ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama e. Na bani na foire fikine. Na koti na sine paladume, na koti na raki. Na koti na sine palase, na koti na Bellevue. Na leki na tipekae, na koti na N2 Ateito, 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 mon amour.